We return with Serene waking up from a long, long nap, about the equivalent of one full day of rest. So, Serene, you feel very, very, very rested as you wake from your slumber. Not the morning after going to bed, but the evening of the day after.
Just like I like it. Um, uh, I guess I will get up and go out and see if everybody's out there. I exit my room.
Upon exiting your room, the normal, like, kind of tendency of having a tavern really bustling with people. It's actually very quiet. Most of the familiar faces, the bartender, the siblings that were there when you arrived, seem to either have been or seem to have either stepped out or gone to bed. And Mirabelle is manning the bar by herself, and there's a stranger with their back to you standing next to a candle at the bar.
Um, I appear to have overslept. Are my companions still here?
Addressing Mirabelle.
Yeah.
Oh, yes. They left actually this morning. I believe they were going to go find Madame Eva or something about escorting a fine mistress away to the lands of Villaki, I believe.
The what?
Yes, remember there was I believe I saw you all talking to a man the night before last, and he had offered to give Party um, the way forward into the world by escorting his sister to a safe haven.
Hmm.
So I think they went to do that. I'm really,
Did
really
they?
bummed because your companion Darmiel left, and I had things I was going to do with him. Alas.
Alas. Um, that is sad for you. My condolences. Um, did they leave a message? Should I follow? What do parties do usually?
I
Who
don't
have just
believe
met?
I don't believe they left a message for you, in all honesty. The traveler next to you at this point does turn his head to look at you. He's been eavesdropping this whole time. He has snow white hair down to his chest, very soft, effeminate features, but very masculinely built, and he appears to be an elf. Um, Sorry for my interruption, but were you traveling with a warforged?
Yes.
Ah, yes, I've had my sights set on that one. For a little bit of time, I've been following at a distance. I have questions. So I'd love to assist you if you're trying to locate them, since that aligns with my interest.
What kind of questions do you have for the Warforged?
I simply wish to know from their whence they came, who their maker was. You see, I'm trying to find my estranged mother, who is a builder of Warforged.
Can I roll to see if I believe this guy?
Absolutely. I mean, I would.
That would be perception.
You can roll. It's a insight roll on your skills tree.
And 15.
Yep, he is completely honest and believable.
Hmm. Well, I don't know much about them, but I do want to know why they and the other members of the party left without me. Um, do you have any idea where they went?
I
Are you familiar or are you new to this area?
I am new to the area. I had been tailing the Warforged, and they got enveloped by a mysterious mist, and I couldn't find trail of them. But the same mist eventually ate me up and deposited me in front of this inn some time ago today.
Can you remind me how long have we been
About 2.5
here?
days.
Okay. I mean, that sounds like what happened to all the rest of us. Just we were put in front of a scary, weird house. So, you weren't traveling with anybody?
No, I fear not. I've been traveling alone for quite some time. He raises his left hand to you and kind of like palm down, like you're supposed to grab it or something. It's very unclear. He offers his hand and says, "My name's Farah."
Ara?
Farah.
Can you just so I can see it? Can you
Yes,
spell it in the chat?
absolutely.
Thank you. Um, how are you skilled, or can I perceive if he is? Will I
So,
have to be?
so no, so yeah, just by looking at him, you can tell that his vestments appear to be that of what a cleric would typically wear.
Given that it is evening, Farah, do you need to sleep, or are you?
Oh no,
Oh, I
I
remember last
am
night they said don't leave.
I am fully rested, actually.
But they said last night don't leave at night.
Yes, that was because of the zombie affliction the city had upon it, but I spent a good deal of my time today consecrating the city and casting a blessing on the area and creating a sanctuary-like envelopment so that things that are of the undead won't rise at night.
And yet you're well rested?
Correct.
That seems suspect.
Um, you can roll a wisdom.
Okay. 14.
Your experience in spellcasting, as minimal as it will be because of your class, you are aware that if a caster uses a ritual cast, it does not eat up a spell slot, so they're able to cast a ritual over a longer period of time, which doesn't go against their power for the day.
Okay.
Mhm.
Well, I think we don't want to lose their trail too much, so we could probably go. Mirabelle, do I owe anything for the extra amount of time that I had my cat nap?
Oh, darling, not a dime over what you've paid. I have plenty of gold from having won a bout against my sister this morning, so I think this one's on me, and you can just say you owe me a drink next time we cross paths.
What if we don't cross paths, though?
Well, then I will have to grieve the loss of you upon the face of the earth.
Oh, to be quippy and say something about what is this earth you speak of. However, let us depart.
All right, Farah offers a hand formally to escort you to the door, like a true gentleman would.
And since I am of a background where we do things like this, I will take his hand. The geisha background stuff.
A true gentleman indeed. All right, so
True
we
gentleman.
we exit, and it is in fact the more duskish hours of the evening as the sun is setting. True to what you had been told inside, there does not appear to be a presence of the undead out here. As a matter of fact, Bildrath across the way is hawking his wares out in the open court. What's the word I'm looking for? The town square, hawking his wares as people bustle around, not in fear or in a rush as previously encountered in this city.
I turn to Farah and I say, he's a cheat. Don't buy anything from him unless you absolutely have to.
Oh, I thank you for that wisdom. I'll make sure to not have any dealings with a man of that nature.
So, do we know what direction we need to go, or do I need to roll a survival question
Survival
mark?
would be great. Keeping in mind it's been a day, so we'll see what we can get with that.
That's a 19.
A 19? Yeah, so
Mm-hmm.
actually, a lot of the people in the city have been kind of the same shape and size type of humanoids, but there's definitely a boot more akin to what Darmiel's size of foot would be, heading off in an easterly direction.
Um, just before we leave, is Mary crying? Do I hear any other people crying, having lost children?
Mary is not crying. That is to say, you don't hear crying in your immediate vicinity, no.
Do I see the ghosts?
You do not. You can perceive right here at this intersection, though, if you'd like.
That's a 21.
That's good, because I rolled a 6, so Farah cannot hear it, but you can. There is, in fact, the collection of children by Morgantha, just to the north of you here. You hear her humming her happy song as she stuffs another child into her wagon in a sack.
Hang on. Where do I see inventory? Where do I see how much gold I have? Is it in?
Oh, sorry, it's under your inventory. So if you click on your inventory tab, it'll be on the top right corner.
Okay. Inventory. Is it so mine shows 15? Yeah, 15 gold.
Yes, that's correct.
Yeah. I would like to go up to the lady and ask if there's a way to give the people of the town an extra night with their children before she takes them.
One extra night. One extra night with the parents. That's all you're buying is one extra night. That will be 10 gold. I can leave the child for one extra night.
How many children can you leave, or how many children are you collecting?
Oh, just the one for now.
But if it were paying in full, it would be 100 gold, right?
Yes.
So just for one night, it's 10 gold?
I think that's reasonable.
I would say 5 gold is more reasonable.
Is 5 gold more reasonable?
Yes.
But wouldn't 2 gold be more reasonable?
Well, I wouldn't want to cheat you entirely.
But what about 2 silver pieces? At this point,
See,
I'd
now
like
I
you to
think
roll. I'd like you to roll a perception.
that is a 12.
Okay. Add a d4 to that.
Add a d4 to that.
Yep.
13.
Okay. That's all. We're gonna say that something about this woman feels off compared to the last time you met her. That's all you can get with that.
Oh, absolutely.
Okay, so not two gold, but 2 silver. But like, what about hear me out? 3 copper pieces for the night.
I am just going to walk away. I'm going to say I tried and walk away.
Ferret fishes in his pocket and pulls out 3 copper pieces and hands it to her. And she releases the child and hums a weird song off key and walks away. And then
Okay.
Ferret walks after you, shaking his head, very confused.
It's that lady is, I wish I could get more than a night, but hopefully I can figure something else out before. Um, yeah, okay, let's just go.
At this point, you do start to hear the sound of a accordion playing from a camp that is built right outside on the edge of the city here. So you hear a bit of like accordion playing. A small fire comes into view, burning, casting a small amount of light as there are people circled around it, drinking from various goblets and chalices. Um,
Hello.
you are greeted by Eric, who is in fact the guy you recognize from the bar at the tavern. He is drinking with a bunch of other individuals that you do not recognize. Ah,
Did you
young
How
lady,
are
go
you
ahead.
this evening?
I am quite good. How are you this evening?
uh, well, I seem to have been abandoned but gained a friend.
Oh, yes, your pals did make a gallant effort of escorting that one beautiful woman out of town earlier today. Mistress Irina, I believe.
Um, did they go this direction, one would
Ah,
assume?
they went to the west, but they did stop here first, because this is, in fact, the caravan of Madame Avala, where the best booze in town resides, he says with a smile.
Hmm. Hmm. Um, do you have any insights to the land outside of this of Barovia
Ah,
that I should be aware of as I travel outside of it?
yes, yes. Most people who use the roads and don't pay the caravaners' fees die.
Well, that's dire and it seems a little bit trolly.
There are definitely trolls in these parts.
Are you a troll?
In my younger years, I was told I was many times.
So what's this fee that I have to pay?
Typically, the brigadiers and uncouth people will charge a fee to cross their bridges, or go over their bridges, or under their bridges. It's a lot of bridge work.
Are you who I pay, or is it someone else?
Oh no, I would not be working at the tavern if I had any money to collect there.
Do you know how much they charge for the bridge fee?
Yes, it's typically a very affordable 50 gold per person. Never creates
Nice.
conflict.
Never, ever. Of course not. Uh, any way around it?
Yeah, you could wade through the river.
Is that advisable?
How are you with corpses? Lots of corpses in the water.
Hmm. Hmm. I'm gonna look at Farah and ask if he has any suggestions.
I think that it is safer to travel together. My deity Lyra will bless our way and our path forward, and prevent the undead from having their way with our immortal souls.
Well, on that merry note, we should probably just get on the road.
As you say this, a woman appears out of a wagon across the way across the fire. Ah, is that the young Serene I summoned? Come to find me at last?
Do it has been a long time since I have played. Do I remember this woman?
Nope, you have not met her yet.
Okay. Um, did you summon me by saying
No, no, no. I saw it in the crystal ball. And I knew you would come because I knew you would come. Ooh.
who are you?
I am Madame
And why are you
Ava.
standing in fire?
It is nice and toasty. Keeps the old chaps bored.
Well, you're gonna get your dress on fire. Just be careful.
I
Um,
invite you to come and gaze into the crystal ball. Ooh. It'll reveal the path forward. Ah. She's literally doing all
um,
these like oohs and ah sounds too. She's doing those sounds just to make it clear.
I'm gonna I'm gonna look at Farah and at the guy whose name I've forgotten,
Eric.
and inquisitively, with a look of disbelief, like, is it okay?
Farah will literally just shrug. He's also confused. He's never seen this person before. But he
What
doesn't
about
just
Eric?
he doesn't just trust her. Eric is smiling and enjoying his alcohol and doesn't seem bothered by what's happening at all.
Um, you know, Farah, if I get pulled into a fog, will you follow me?
Ah, it sounds like an enticing offer. Since we've just only met, I think we could go far together in our escapades under the great light of Lyra.
So
Any
is that a
chance?
yes?
That's a yes. Any chance to expand the flock for the great church of Lyra is a good opportunity for me.
You gotta know that that's not gonna happen. I'm not gonna follow Lyra. I just need you to know that that is a fool's errand. Um,
Only time will
but
tell.
I'm
But
gonna
I will.
go
But
gaze into
I will respect your differences.
we'll go into the gaze into the crystal ball, I guess.
So you enter the tent of Madame Ava, and inside the tent there is in fact a crystal ball. And upon entering, she grabs like a kerchief from her sleeve and puts it over the crystal ball, like completely obscuring it, right? And then she takes out a deck of cards and says, "Actually, let's do a partial tarot reading instead. Doesn't that sound more fun?"
Whatever floats your boat, lady. Sure.
Okay. So she's going to start shuffling the cards magically in the air using like a mage hand to shuffle, so she's not actually touching the cards, but there's like clearly something
Mhm.
touching the cards because it's magical and ooh, and that's what she's all about, right?
Ooh.
Right. Okay.
You know what I'm
Um,
gonna do? You know what I'm gonna do?
what?
I'll go. Ooh.
She smiles at this. She enjoys that you're on the same page. Um, she is kind of muttering under her breath while she says incantations, and while she does that, can you roll a d20 and add 6 to it?
Actually, you know what? I'm gonna roll an actual die. Crazy idea. 25.
Wow. Okay. Hang on 1 second. Next page. Well, that's exciting. She draws a card, and it is the four.
What?
It's the 4 of coins, depicting the picture of a merchant. As she draws the card and places it in front of you, she says, "Seek a cask that once contained the finest wine, of which not a drop remains." This is where the holy symbol of ravenkind can be found.
Can you say that again?
Yes. This holy symbol of ravenkind is a powerful force for good and protection, a holy symbol of great hope. It can be found by seeking a cask that once contained the finest wine, of which not a drop remains.
So I need to go on a quest to find an empty cask of good wine?
No,
to be
the
protected.
finest wine.
The finest wine to be protected.
Yeah.
Where is the finest wine?
Are you asking her this?
Yeah.
The finest wine is held by the finest families. But if you find your traveling companions, you'll find Ismark the Lesser. He's promised to your companions a lifetime supply of the finest wine of the land, for his family are those who procure it.
So if I find a cask of Ismark, the wine guy,
Yeah.
and it's empty, then I get protection?
Yeah, if it's the right cask.
Cool. Do I need to do anything else?
Nope. You just have to find that cask. That one specific cask in the whole world. There will be other hints along your way that will illuminate the path you should take.
Cool. Do you need anything else from me?
Ooh, that was all I have. Also, look in this crystal ball. It's so pretty. And she does take off the cloth that she had on top of it. And then it like kind of lights up the room with like purple sparkly like stars. It's so pretty. Ooh. And then she like waves her hands in front of it. And it's all like magical ball, crystal, blah, blah, blah. And then like you see an image in it. And it's a lady collecting children from houses and putting them in a cart. Ha 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 ha. And that's all you see.
I'm gonna do the cat thing and try and bat at the sparkly lights.
Yes.
And then I will go rub up against her like a cat saying thank you.
Okay. She does like a grandmother pat on the top of the head, but not a pet like a cat.
Right.
Yes.
That was weird, but okay. Do you want to draw a card, Farah?
I have so many concerns about what happened, but we can go. This is not Lyra's way.
In your estimation, being a magic user, do you feel like I have changed in any specific way that I should know about?
No, I just no. You did not change. That was an experience. I'm gonna log that away. as an experience that I had and never talk about it when people of my religion ask me about things in my travels. This will not be something I discuss.
Cool. So what happens in Barovia stays in Barovia.
Yes, I think that is a wonderful depiction of our situation.
Cool. Let's beat feet.
Running into a house. Oh no. As you are going along and following Darmiel's trail, it does go back into town and peter westward. Ugh.
I thought so. This way?
Yes,
Oh, I thought we were going. I thought you said it was the other way.
it was.
Oh, they walked out that way and then they walked. Got it. Okay.
Yeah, so you have a trail that goes like this, and you have another trail that goes like this.
Cool. Can I just look over here and see if there's anything that or is that the house that I saw earlier? No, that was the other house.
Up here,
over here?
so you see a church down the road in that direction.
Okay.
There appears to be a small smokestack rising from the chimney. Past that, there appears to be a cemetery of sorts. There was the house you had seen before with the fire singes everywhere, and that's on the northeast side of town. And in that northeastern direction, there is Morgantha collecting children from homes, despite having just being told otherwise by her.
Liar. You know what? I'm gonna look at Farah and say, for your religious reasons, do you need to go check out this church or this cemetery before we leave?
Let me tell you if I need to go and check out this church or not. Let me tell you in just a minute here.
Okay.
That's the wrong one. Sorry. Hang on just a second. Gotta grab something.
I'm good. I'm being snuggled by a cat. So.
I'm really confused by D&D Beyond thinks the word detect is not real. Seems really strange to me.
By the way, your previous boss manager person said to say hello.
Aw, yeah, that's lovely.
I had lunch with them
That's marvelous.
a day this week. What?
Yeah, so Farah is actually going to cast a spell, and they're going to turn to you and say, I actually have no desire to go in that church, as a matter of fact. If you could call it a church.
What spell did they cast?
They cast a spell called Detect Evil and Good.
Okay.
There is nothing holy about that church or that house of gods.
Cool. Should we get out of this place?
Yes, that sounds perfectly acceptable, knowing that they worship whatever is in there.
Okay, let's I'm gonna pretend that I don't see Morgantha because I'm over here now and I can't see her, and we're gonna go.
Okay. And we are outside of the village of Barovia.
Wow, I'm taking up an entire hex.
Yes,
That's exciting.
it is. So
That means
to
I can cross the river really easily, right?
yeah, yeah. So, to give you the same explanation that I gave the party previously, is that every 8 hexes on the map represents 2 miles. For every 2 miles you travel, there is a stat sheet that rolls for possible encounters at a 33 percentile rate, and then 33 for an event, and 33 for nothing. So, as we
Okay.
travel, we will roll to see what happens. We are,
Okay.
in fact, able to get to the bridge west of the city without any happenings because it is within that range. However, upon arriving at the bridge, we will note that there is a complete and utter lack of bridge. It is just 2 bridgeheads with a gaping chasm between the two. There's not a clear way down, it's sheer cliff. Pokey, spiky rocks at the bottom, and a roaring river. At this point, Farah turns to you and offers that he says, I did come across a really weird lady in the city, and she gave me this map, and it's hand drawn and it's not very good, but there does appear to be a crossing across the water a little bit down that way. He points to the west.
I mean, unless you can make us fly, I think that's the only option we have.
I do not know how to make people fly. I'm not a wizard.
So while I do not trust anyone in that town, nor do I really trust you because that's not wise. I will. We have to do something. So I guess yes, we'll go follow this weird drawing.
Okay. It's just past the trees at the foot of the tall hill. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Now we roll.
Yay!
I will roll a percentile, and I'd like you to also roll a percentile.
Ooh. That's a 005.
Okay. Well, we've rolled for nothing to occur between our 2 rolls.
Oh, great.
Which brings us to River Iblis, Low Crossing. For the sake of the map, the bottom where we are appearing to start out is the east bank. There's glowing mushrooms around. There's glowing mushrooms around and a small underwater-ish path.
Can I do a survival check on the mushrooms to see if I recognize anything like that?
You can do a nature check.
Nature. 12.
12.
Mm-hmm.
You're not familiar with this kind, but in your past occurrences, you know that blue mushrooms are typically not poisonous.
I choose to believe that nothing in this world is not poisonous.
What a safe thing to believe.
And where possible, I'm going to try and keep my feet out of the water.
That is impossible unless you leap from rock to rock.
I would like to try to leap from rock to rock.
All right, well, the first rock that you can leap to is out here, and that is a 15-foot leap. So you'll need to do a running start and jump, and do an acrobatics check to succeed on the jump across the water.
That is a dirty 20.
Yeah, then you can make it to that rock. And Farah looks around, perceives around himself a bit, and casts a spell, Pass Without Trace, on himself, and begins wading through the water very slowly in your direction. Upon getting to you, very quietly and very stealthily, he whispers and like kind of beckons for you to get closer so he can whisper in your ear.
Mm-hmm.
We are definitely not alone here. If you'd pause to hear, the only sound other than our breathing is the water, which is incorrect.
I will pause to hear.
And just like he said, it's just you can hear his breath and your own breath, and the pittering of the water as it laps against the shores and the rocks, and dead silence elsewise.
Um,
No
and
crickets, no bugs, just silence.
And I look around to see if I see anyone or anything moving.
Yeah, absolutely. You have kitty eyes. Do you have any racial benefits to night vision or anything, or perceptions?
I have dark vision. I don't know
You
where
have
I don't think so.
proficiency in perception and stealth skills because of Cat's talent, so you can roll with advantage on all perception checks. Or sorry, add your
Oh, great.
proficiency. I don't think that means let's see. Proficiency is proficiency. It just means you have an increase. But we're gonna have you roll perception with a advantage for this specific check.
Okay, so roll 2 times.
Yeah, for this one.
Okay. The first one is a 15, and the second one is 21.
Okay, the 21. You will note that some of the rocks kind of near where you're standing seem to have really long, claw gashes across them, and across the way, there appears to be some brush that's been just completely destroyed, and kind of appears to be a makeshift bed. Kind of like a deer's bed would be in like a foresty area, but this is a lot larger, and there's nothing currently in that bed, but it's a large amount of space taken up that's damaged in creating this nest.
Would it be like the size of a humanoid or
like something large, like probably 10 to 15 feet in height?
Farah, do you have any rations or food with you?
I do. I do carry food with me everywhere I go.
How do you feel about leaving some rations behind for whatever this is in a hopes of it not attacking us?
Let me tell you how I feel about that. He's going to cast Detect Evil and Good again.
Okay.
I feel like that would not help our situation.
Great. Then I think that we should leave before it comes back.
Yes, I concur with this decision. I can pass without a trace, but I cannot cast the spell upon you.
Can I ride piggyback on you?
No. Definitely not. Because I have to maintain concentration on this spell, and I am simply not strong enough.
Well, then I will just not jump the next thing, and I will just stealthily move through the water. Yep.
All right. Roll a perception.
16. Is this with advantage or not?
Nope, not with it, but 16 is high enough. You hear just ahead of you the ruffling and rushing of foliage being pushed aside for something large, as a creature steps out right in your direct path. And also roll initiative.
Uh, 13.
All right. Farah gets to go first here, actually. Let's see. Let's see if he knows what you're fighting. He has no idea. At least he has no idea this turn. He's going to turn to you, and as a bonus action, he's going to say a holy prayer and cast Shield of Faith on you, which is a concentration up to 10 minutes. You get +2 to your AC for the duration.
How do I put that? Nope, that's not what I wanted to do. Shield of Faith. Let's see this word.
So on your armor class, you can hit customize and then do additional miss bonus and increase it by 2. And that was his bonus action. And then he's going to turn to this creature that he has no idea what it is, and to give you a brief it's an undead, very clearly. It's kind of got partial bones showing, skin showing in places. It's very large, kind of like a wombat with really big teeth.
Okay.
Definitely looks angry and evil. And then he doesn't know what it is, so he's going to hope it's a humanoid and try to cast Charm Person on it. Which does nothing.
What? I'm not surprised.
And then it is the enemy's turn next. And the enemy is going to rush both of you. And as it does so, it's going to rear back to punch you in the face with a 10 to hit.
Does not hit.
And a 24 to hit Farah, which will definitely hit. Alright, and then it's your turn.
I'm gonna step here. Does that give me flanking or not?
You have to go all the way around to the other side of it.
Well, can I know that it's not gonna give me. Can I get around to the other side?
5, 10, 15, 20, 25. Yeah, you can get around it to this space and have flanking without creating an opportunity attack.
Okay, I would like to do that. And then I'm going to attack it with my quarterstaff. Yeah, that's what I want to do. Does that give it plus? What is a flanking give?
You roll with advantage on your attacks.
Oh, okay. So that was a 12 or a nat 1, so 12.
Okay. That will not hit.
And then I'd like to use my flurry of blows, which allows one more attack. Yes, or take 2 unarmed strikes.
After you take an attack action, you can spend 1 key point to make 2 unarmed strikes as a bonus action.
Okay, so 2 unarmed strikes. Also with advantage?
Yep. For both of them.
Okay. Well, that first one was a nat 1 or 7.
That won't hit.
The second one is an 8. It's really good.
What was the 8
Or
the higher
11.
one? The 11 also won't
Or
hit.
11. Yes. Okay, well, that was a good point. Good use of a key point.
Surely it was.
Dumb. Okay.
Okay. That'll put us back at the top of the round with Farah. Let's see. All right. This time on his turn, let's see. He's giving you a concentration spell, so he's not going to cast another concentration spell because he doesn't want to cancel yours. We have not attacked and hurt this enemy yet, so it wouldn't make sense to use that spell yet, so we'll wait. He's going to cast Spiritual Weapon. It's a bonus action and creates a floating spectral weapon within range, which will attack creatures within 5 feet of it. So kind of like a summoned pet that's a sword.
Mm-hmm.
And it will take, so we'll roll to hit with the spiritual weapon before we take the base action, which is a 16, which does hit. And that'll do 10 magical force damage, which all goes through. And then for his not bonus action attack, he will use his mace in the face with a 13 to hit, which will not hit.
Nuts.
Right? Oh wait, that was without disadvantage. Without advantage, I'm flanking. I forgot. Oh well. With a 15 to hit, which will hit. Haha!
Yay!
For 5 damage. Spells hit harder when you're a caster. And then it is this creature's turn again. And because he was attacked by Farah, he's going to attack Farah with a 12 to hit, which, let's see, Farah will not hit Farah, and a 24 again to hit, which we know does hit, actually. That hits most things.
We do know that.
And then it would be Serene's turn.
I will attack with my quarterstaff again.
With
Bam,
flank.
bam, bam. Yes. That won't hit. And that won't hit. So... Ooh. Is there anything else I can do? I think I'm just gonna flurry of blows again.
Okay.
That is a 17 or a 20, dirty 20. So that one will hit for 4 points of damage. And then my second hit is a 14, which will hit.
That will also hit.
For 6 points of damage.
So 10 total?
Yes.
Beautiful. And then it'll be Vara's turn again. And Vara knows that Toll of the Dead works wonders when they've already taken damage. And the monster has failed their attack. Their save. Which means that we get to roll the damage. Which is 4 whopping damage. Ooh.
Wahoo!
And do we have that spell here? Where is it? We're gonna roll a medicine check. 15 plus 3 is 18. We can tell you look just brim and prim and happy. And so as a bonus action, we're going to cast Healing Word on ourselves as a 2nd level. And we're going to heal the self Vara for 9 healing. Ah, that feels much better.
Yay!
And then the enemy's turn. He's gonna punch you this time because you most recently have done some damage. That is a 21 to hit.
That will hit.
And it'll do 11 bludgeoning damage.
Yikes.
Yeah. And then he's gonna punch you again. With a 16 to hit.
Does not hit.
Oh, okay. Good.
Thank you, Shield of Faith.
Good. And then it's your turn.
Do you need me to let you know status? Like, do I need to let you know when I'm bloodied?
No.
Okay. I think I'm just gonna hit with my quarterstaff again. But I'm not. So I'm just gonna stand here. Oh, I can roll 2 times.
Yes.
Because we're flanking.
Yes.
That's a 17. That will hit.
Correct.
For 4 damage.
Beautiful. And it's
That's
Vara's turn again.
I am stepping away to get medicine, but I can still hear you.
Okay. Farah is going to start a very long series of words into a spell. There's verbal, there's somatic, so doing a whole bunch of like hand gestures, throwing like different powders and stuff into the air as he makes these really elaborate designs and patterns. And the enemy is rolling a wisdom saving throw. to counter the effect of this spell. The wisdom saving throw is in fact high enough to save, so the spell does nothing.
Shoot.
That's a bummer.
That is a bummer.
It's
Can
okay.
I?
That was
Oh,
the
is it my
only.
turn yet?
Not yet. We are going to also cast a second healing word at second level to heal the self, because we're still hurt. Alright. It is now enemy's turn. Enemy is going to try to roll to attack you again. It definitely misses. It's tried hitting you unsuccessfully enough that it's going to rear and wheel its hand with a kind of roundhouse punch at Farah with a 23 to hit, which will hit. And that's going to do... Wow, really? That's it? Okay. It's going to not hit hard, is what it's going to do.
Good.
It's going to hit for all of 5 bludgeoning damage. Fun stuff. Now it's your turn again.
Do I know what this is?
You can roll an Arcana check.
Is Arcana the only option?
You can roll an Arcana check or a Wisdom, whichever one's better.
Wisdom is better.
Okay.
That is a 14.
You know what it is, but you don't know anything else about it. You've heard of these things. They're called revenants. All you know is that they're undead and they are neutral against the world around them.
Do I know if... You said I don't know much. I am just wondering, do I know if slashing would be better than bludgeoning, or do I not know at all?
Nope, you don't know that.
Okay. Then I'm going to quarterstaff it. Do I have any bonus actions? I don't have any bonus actions. Okay. Just thought I'd check before I start doing stuff. Okay. So... 18 to hit.
That'll hit.
That is 8 points of damage.
Okay. Beautiful.
How is it looking?
It is clearly looking bloodied.
Then I'm going to use my last key point to do Fury of Blows again.
Okay.
Nat 20!
Nice.
Which gives me 9 points.
For the first one.
For the first one. And the second one is another nat 20.
Beautiful.
For another 9 points. So 18 total.
Glorious. Yeah, this thing appears to be just being held together by tendons at this point. It's been really just battered. Battered AF.
How gross are my hands right now?
Oh, they are just coated in viscera, so pretty gross. Thankfully, there's running water nearby.
Farah hears a hiss.
Farah is going to try doing what he did last time again, with all of the chanting and the mumbo-jumbo. And this time, the creature has failed its check. And so this creature is no longer appearing like what it was, but rather it's been changed into a small sword lying on the ground. It's been polymorphed.
How long does this last?
It lasts for up to an hour while being concentrated on.
So this is not a sword that we want to take with us. We want to leave it here.
Yeah, correct.
Okay.
But that will put you out of combat. Farah rushes across the remaining distance of water and casts Cure Wounds on you as a 3rd level spell,
Okay.
which heals you for 8 damage.
Okay.
I'm so sorry, I
Thank
didn't
you.
realize you were so bloodied. We should definitely leave soon.
Okay. Let's. I'm gonna rinse off my hands for a minute, and then we can go.
As soon as you step out of the water onto the far shore on the west bank, you hear the sound of crickets and bugs and stuff start back up, as though the imminent danger has passed.
I'm gonna step back in the water. I just want to see if they stop again.
They don't.
Okay. So currently, because the thing is not a thing anymore, it's a thing.
Correct.
Got it. Okay. Well, let's. Do we go back to the bridge crossing?
Yeah, I believe that would make the most sense since there was a road in that direction. So that was east, and that's west. We want to go this way.
Okay. Okay. Let's do that.
Which brings us back out to the lands of Barovia. Beautiful. This has been very enlightening. And obviously, the great blessing of Lyra has delivered us from this really unfortuitous, troublesome matter, though we almost died in the waters there, but did not because of Lyra.
Am I used to clerics speaking like this?
Yeah.
Okay, then this is not weird. I will just be like, absolutely,
Yeah.
for sure.
Yeah.
So glad Lyra's here.
Yeah, clerics will just consistently praise their deity for every little thing and minute thing because that's their crutch.
Do you feel like you need a short rest, Farah?
I feel like I could go on for another leg of journey before I have too much need.
I am going to inform you that if we get into another fight, I won't be able to do much, but we can continue on if you feel.
Oh, if you'd like a break, I'm totally happy to comply. As a matter of fact, allow me to create an environment where we can rest peacefully.
I think that would be helpful. Is the Shield of Faith?
It's no
gone?
longer active because of the polymorph taking its place as the concentrated spot.
Okay. All right. Then yes, let us short rest.
He starts going through his belongings, and one of the things he has on him is this kind of like his backpack satchel, and he starts pulling out a lot more things from the inside than what you think would fit inside of it, like entire pieces of tent.
It's bigger on the inside.
It is. He literally gets and like sets up this nice like large tent enclosure with like cots and everything, and then goes to work putting spells around the vicinity in a 20-foot cube around you. What I'm doing here, you'll see, is casting protection so that if we are to be disturbed during our rest, we'll be alerted and not get caught unawares.
Do you need me to go look for food or anything while you're doing that?
Oh no, I have food. And then he like literally pulls out a small little table, like a TV table, and puts it kind of between the cots. And then kind of like is rummaging around, and you hear like the sloshing of liquid and like the clattering of plates as he pulls out like an entire like 2-course meal with like a wine pitcher and glasses to go with it as he sets the table. You never leave home unprepared.
Uh huh. All right. Well, I'm gonna click the short rest button.
Okie dokie.
She doesn't know what to do with this. Um, like it's probably not the first time she's seen something like this, but she also doesn't know what to do with this.
Yeah, so he like
Um,
invites you to like share a meal, and it's like it's not like a low quality meal. It's like better quality than you'd find at most taverns. Like he's
you know what I'm gonna do?
very equipped for being trapped in a strange land.
I am going to in thanks for sharing your meal. I'm going to play you a song on my hand drum.
Oh, marvelous. Roll a
Uh,
performance.
16.
Ah, he enjoys it a lot and even claps along at some points.
It is a song of my people. It's about the Tabaxi and their um, preference for fishing um, uh, for mackerel in the river beside the tea house, and how we like to serve that on a bed of rice and um, and the feast of my people. For him sharing his feast with me, I share a song about the feast of my people.
He enjoys it so much, and the gods of the world enjoy it so much they give you a point of inspiration.
Cool. I actually don't know what mackerel tastes like, but I assume that my tabaxi will like it.
You know how inspiration works?
I click the inspiration button,
Correct.
and then it adds a plus something, or is it an advantage, or is it that it adds
Um,
plus?
so if you click on the word inspiration, it pulls up the sidebar, and then it says using inspiration. It gives you where you can use it.
Okay, I'll read that later.
Okie dokie. After the conclusion of your short rest, he kind of puts away everything, does a couple, create water spells, cleans off the dishes, puts them away, puts the wine away. Um, I'm sure you're just questioning all of the, like, how does he keep it from spilling? But he does not tell you his secrets as he puts things away, and
Well,
then takes
I
apart the
don't ask
tent.
though. As a cat person, I will likely lick my plate clean
Ah,
and offer it to him.
marvelous, and he graciously accepts it as he puts it away along amongst his belongings. Takes apart the tent and also puts that away, all inside of his small backpack. Ah, all right, miss. If you care, we can continue. I do believe down the way I see a crossroads.
Let's do it.
2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Not quite 8.
Can I roll a you? Was it investigation? No. What am I rolling to see if I can see their feet, their path, track them? Words,
Survival.
survival, words. No, I got a 4.
It's A-okay. We are going to roleplay on the overworld map for this section, um, rather than doing a submap for it. So we will approach the crossroads, right?
Mm-hmm.
As we approach the crossroads, an old wooden gallows creaks in the chill wind that blows down from the high ground to the west. A frayed length of rope dances from its beam. The wall-worn road splits here. A signpost points to the east, to the Barovia village where we've come from. To the northwest, the Sare Pool, and to the southwest, Ravenloft/Balaki. The northwest fork slants down and disappears into trees, while the southwest fork clings to an upward slope. Across from the gallows, a low wall, crumbling in places, partially encloses a small plot of graves shrouded in fog.
Do I remember where they're taking the lady?
Do you recall that they said they were taking the lady to a city called Vilaki?
And was that one of the places that you listed?
It is. It's the one to the southwest.
And also to Ravenloft.
Yes. Ravenloft is also to the southwest.
Okay. Is there anyone in the gallows, or is it just empty?
The gallows appear to be empty.
I know that it won't do much, but it would make me feel better to remove the rope from the gallows before we continue on.
Okay. You can climb up there with a successful acrobatics.
Okay. 16.
That is a successful acrobatics. And since you have claws, I imagine even without a weapon, you're very deftly able to remove the hanged gallows rope.
Okay. You said it was a tattered rope?
Yep.
Farah, does this rope feel evil or magical to you at all?
Nope. It just feels like rope.
Okay, then I'm going to put it in my sack.
All
My
right.
backpack.
We can find someone who can cast mending, and it can even be a new rope and can be used for something less sad. Although that's outside of my wheelhouse. I heal the souls of man and the wounds upon their skin, but nothing
I'm
so
sure you do.
mediocre as pieces of rope.
Great. Is it a hempen rope?
No, it is not.
Is it a silk rope?
It is not that either.
Can I tell what it's made of?
Yeah. It appears to be made out of a mixture of grasses and hair.
For adding it to my backpack, do you want me to create a custom item for it? Or what do you want me to?
Sure, that's fine.
Okay. Rope, grass, and hair.
Yep.
Can I tell what type of hair?
Horsehair.
Horsehair? Okay. Approximately 50 feet, or?
It is 25 feet long.
Okay. And was there anything else on the gallows?
No.
Okay. Let us follow the road they likely took to
the southwest.
Yep. And I would like, as we're traveling, to practice my balance or acrobatics, because you said it was along the side of a mountain or the wall of a mountain.
Yeah.
Just to see if there are any goats that I can try and mimic to see how they're hanging on the side of the mountain. I would like to try and do that.
Okay. So we'll have you go up the hill. So it's kind of like one of those like really close mountain walls, probably like 3.5 to 5 feet wide at some points, and closer to 2 feet wide at other points. So you're able to kind of find those perches and footholds as you go along. And you are able to more steeply scale this hill. You've gone about 50 feet now away from the gallows, and from behind you, you hear a creaking noise as though something is swinging from the gallows.
Farah, will you look behind us? I don't think I can handle it.
Farah doesn't hear you. He is kind of muttering under his breath, saying prayers.
I will turn around and look.
The breeze is blowing and turns a lifeless gray body so that its head faces you, and it appears that you are hanging from the gallows.
I'm going to tap Farah on the shoulder.
And he looks up to match your eyes.
Do you see anything in the gallows right now?
And he looks back to the gallows, and there's nothing there. No, I believe you cut down the rope.
I'm going to throw the rope over the edge of the mountain.
All right. And it just so happens we have caught up to where the rest of the party is. We are not upon them, but we will be upon them our next session. So we will stop it here for tonight. I would also like to draw your attention, Serene, to the fact that after the last encounter, you did in fact level up. So please do level up before next session. And with that, we will be done for the night. Thanks for making time.
Yes, I will talk to you tomorrow.